Music approaching.
He did say he was going to run it from my
Hello. Welcome to a messy Monday sans Zoom. And within the last 30 seconds, I don't even think it was 30 seconds. It was 10 seconds before we went live. They said, Dana, you go ahead and run the show. Yeah. Thanks, Mark. Thanks. Yeah. I had a Christmas gift for you, but I'm going to give it to some homeless child instead. So there you
I
go.
just kicked the can over there. Just,
I could have kicked it back. So that's on me for not kicking.
it can be a team effort.
Well, I mean, because Chris is going to be operating things from behind the scenes, supposedly, because his internet connection is subpar, messy. Yeah, it's messy. It's messy. Steve wants the gift, so maybe I'll just give Steve your Christmas gift instead.
Stever's the only person in chat right now, and we have 4 viewers. So, there it is. There it is.
We'll know if Giddens is actually running things from behind if we're about to say something inappropriate and we get that like speed past this thing gift. There we go. Well, he's alive, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. But normally it requires us actually saying something inappropriate and then he responds. I don't think he's good enough to do the whole cough button thing where it you know,
you need a 5-second delay.
Yeah, it mutes the last 10 seconds.
He's still with us
through the computer.
So
he's got the
PG-13 button.
Yeah. All right. So ironically, he threw up that whole Rick Moranis Spaceballs thing. I know this is messy. I'm gonna kind of do this out of order, but who's up for Spaceballs 2? The Search for More Money.
Sure. I gotta refrain because I haven't seen Spaceballs.
Well, that's actually legitimate considering your age. So we'll let that slide.
I actually tried watching it like 2 weeks ago, but my HBO Max account it like freezes every 2 minutes. So I'm like, I'm not watching this 2 minutes at a time.
Wow, that's pretty bad that your HBO Max account freezes.
Yeah,
that sounds like my Hulu account.
Does it go through Chris's internet?
It might. It might. But I mean, Chris's internet is going over your internet. So, I mean, take that how you will.
Yeah.
That's what you get for using Chris's password.
Yeah, that's true. But Steve, I mean, while Spaceballs is not Mel Brooks's best work, it is a worthy watch. It's a worthy watch, I will say.
That kind of humor is up my alley.
Yeah, I mean, it's no Blazing Saddles, it's no Young Frankenstein, but it is better than Men in Tights. So take that as you will.
Is Princess Bride Mel Brooks too?
No, you're just confusing the fact that Carrie Elways was in Men in Tights.
Is Mel Brooks the guy in Princess Bride that does the wedding when he goes Mary?
No, but he does a similar scene in Men in Tights, I think.
There's also History of the World Part 1,
which is fantastic. There are lots of great classical literature humor in that one. Definitely recommend that one. The Inquisition.
I have not watched that movie in 30 years. I should go back and
see. I think you need to rewatch. I think it will probably be a lot funnier now than it was 30 years ago. I remember watching Young Frankenstein as a kid and not finding it very funny. And then in my 30s, I couldn't stop laughing through the whole movie.
So made for adults.
Yeah, it's totally made for adults.
Like Young Frankenstein, there's like all these double entendres that are going
the whole
over
thing.
the heads of kids.
Yeah,
you're like, oh, that's why all the adults were laughing.
Yeah. There's a few double entendres in Blazing Saddles, but the double entendres just never stop in Young Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Dave is saying he disagrees. Spaceballs is the best movie made by Brooks. He made that one when he was at his best. I don't think it's as good. I don't think
Yeah,
it's as good.
I don't even think it's in the top 3.
Ooh, but then Chris is throwing out Spinal Tap 2 is also coming out.
It looks bad though.
Well, I mean, Spinal Tap itself was bad and only became good if you were watching it high or stoned.
I don't know, but these go to 11. Like I still say that probably once a month.
It is probably one of the most quoted movie lines of all time. I would probably say. So, but yeah, we are getting both, and fantastic. And Meathead, I didn't realize that Meathead had directed Spinal Tap originally, so he's actually back to redirect and do the whole thing. I tell you, All in the Family, what a trailblazing show, and the lots of things to come out of it after the years. So again, I'm dating myself if you've never watched All in the Family. Actually, I think All in the Family should be rebooted in this day and age with how things are in the media and the way things are in the world. I think Archie Bunker as a MAGA would be a complete awesome series. What's up there?
Hello.
Whoa.
It's Will.
Will?
Yep.
You got
Where
some
there's a way,
Gary
there's a
Gallagher
will.
to show us?
I don't actually have any Galado show. I'm just doing Aquazone stuff because BritCon is in 2 weeks ish.
You are on the tail. You are on the eve of almost
The cusp.
The eve of BritCon.
the BritCon eve.
The real BritCon, not fake BritCon.
Ooh,
Not
wow,
your BritCon's
shots
pretty
fired.
cool.
Shots fired. Shots
But I'm
fired.
doing a hexagonal like terrain thing. I should probably turn on the light.
Yeah, I
That
was gonna
might
say,
help.
dude, you're in the dark.
Ah, and I just broke it.
And
What?
he pulled a moto. He hasn't even shown it yet. And he's
fine.
pulling a moto.
This is the kind of content we need on a show. Can you make it be really loud when it crashes?
Nah,
Chris
And can
probably
you
has
run
a button
across the
for that.
screen real fast if possible?
I'm not Naruto. I don't run.
All right, he's gonna rebuild. He's
It's
rebuilding.
fine. It's like this kind of thing. So just a ton of cheese
Chris in the
clips.
background. Can we get that on full screen for a second so we can see it a little better? Chris, if you're there. There we go. Oh, that's cool.
Oh, cool.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I saw
so-
you.
I've seen your earlier post on that. Those are cool.
Yeah, it's just a little like mini section of it, but
I like
I can cover like probably 6 or 7 large base plates with these.
excellent.
But I'm just waiting for the bricks to fill it in, and
Cool.
'cause I thought I ordered a bunch of blue brick to fill it in, but apparently I didn't.
Famous last words. Basic AFL.
Exactly.
Basic AFL.
Well, yeah. Now that it's hard for us to get Bricklink from Europe,
Yeah. So I think it's cool that you're doing that, and I think we're gonna go ahead and talk about the other big elephant that's been on the internet today or the social medias. That Pick a Brick standard parts or bestseller parts have been yanked. Almost all of them, or a
Standard.
large chunk of them got yanked.
Standard parts.
No, bestseller parts.
No, standard parts.
Oh,
Shipped.
standard parts.
Stuff being shipped from Europe is not being shipped from Europe anymore.
Yeah.
But my guess is that bestsellers won't be replenished when they run out of stock.
I would probably tend to believe that too. Oh, so I did not realize that it was the reverse of the thing.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
I stopped shipping to the States as of yesterday because anything under $800 is now being forced to go through customs, which means sure you'll have to pay taxes, but every custom broker charges 20 to 30 bucks or more to process a package. So your insurance or your couriers are going to make a whopping lot of money over the next little while because of this.
Yeah, I'm glad the last 2 Gundam sets that I needed to get from Japan are already in New York as of last week. So, yuck.
So
Well,
you-
there goes any future big projects.
I'm not smart
Lego
enough to go.
isn't shipping to the United States, and then once the best sellers are out of stock, so we're not going to have Pick a Brick anymore.
That's my guess.
It's a possibility, or until the factory that's on the East Coast actually fires up, or they
But at the
start
same
shipping
time-
from Mexico.
Lego's not shipping in under $800 worth of stuff to replenish their stock. So maybe they will continue doing it.
But one would assume that they've already been being hit by that tariff.
Yeah.
I don't know. But
Either way, I'm annoyed because it affects Canada too. They've just done it globally for North America.
yeah,
So
Uh,
here's my hypothesis though. So if Denmark ships it to Chicago, Lego has to pay the tariff when it comes across the border. But if they ship from Denmark to a U.S. customer, the customer pays the tariff at the border.
Yeah.
So what Lego's doing is it's not paying the tariff. We're paying the tariff. And so Lego is saving itself a tariff charge, but this tariff still gets paid.
You're saying that Lego is absorbing the tariff. Actually,
Well, no,
do you pay a tariff if you send yourself something?
If it comes
Like,
across the border,
technically? Yeah, I
you're
know. I'm just saying.
importing a good.
So if they shipped from Denmark to us, then we'd have to pay a tariff. Well, you guys would have to pay a tariff.
Yes.
And if they ship to themselves, they pay the tariff, so it doesn't affect the customer.
Yes.
right. So
But-
there's two factors here. They will probably stop shipping to themselves,
Correct.
which means that the Chicago supply will dwindle,
Well,
and run
we
out.
don't know.
and then they're
Probably.
stopping shipping to U.S. citizens so that the U.S. citizens aren't having to pay a tariff. So that we're essentially being cut off
Mhm.
from the teat, as it were, in all ways, unless you're buying from. Now, ironically, this may actually help Bricklink sellers
It will. Bricklink sellers within the United States.
within the United States. Yeah, that might be the way I'm going to probably fund being able to eat next year. Is I'll have to start selling my surplus brick.
You
depending
really
on-
got to feel bad for Mare with her Burkina obsession.
Yeah, no, seriously. I mean, I've been professing and being excited. What's up, Brick Jedi? How exciting it was to be able to get parts from Billund within like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And now it's back
Well, and-
to nothing.
You'll still be able to order from Burkina, but you just will probably get charged
Right.
for joining customs on everything. So
Right. One can only hope that we will have a revolution and, an overthrow of the government or something at some point in time in the next 6 months. Otherwise, Christmas is going to be pretty sad.
There's a
Nobody's
bunch of
gonna
angry AFOLs.
AFOLs, yeah.
Yeah. They're going to be chanting down the aisles with those little girls who are only getting $1 for Christmas.
If Temu moms show up at the midterms, look out.
they're going to be holding up little 4 long bars with a little sign on it that has the protest written on it.
Well, so
Lego
what,
size, of course.
I mean, I assume midterms are in November, right?
Well, if we have elections, yes.
Yeah.
Shots fired. But so I think the things that are going to start hitting now will probably affect those midterm elections if we have them, as you said, which is a
Well,
really
it's
scary thought.
those elections are in November a year from now.
Yes.
Yeah, I was going to say it's not this year.
We're a year away.
Oh, we're a year away from midterms. Okay. All right. Yeah. Whoa. Yeah. All right.
So
we're
if
gonna change the
anything,
topic
if
here
anything
because-
is left by
If there's
a year
one
from
thing
now-
American voters love, it's paying more for things. That's for
yeah.
sure.
Oh, yeah. We love that.
We love paying more for gas. We love paying more for Lego.
Everything.
Hoses.
Yeah. No. All right. So enough of that topic because I think it's just way, way too depressing.
We just can't win.
No, we can't. I will start off by saying that I have done next to zero Lego this week. I have been working on a alternate hobby for a build competition in October, and so I kind of wanted to get things out of the way. So I will share that briefly. I'm building a giant mech, and he's got. So I had this.
Oh.
It's all custom. It's all done. It's all parted together. No painting, but they had to do panel lining. If you know anything about that, all the water decals, and then a top coat, and it is all ready to rock and roll. All sorts of fun stuff. So that's what I've been doing for the last week.
Is that like custom?
Um,
Or is it a kit?
No, it's an actual kit. It's a straight build, as they like to call it in the Gunpla community. The only thing I've done is panel line it, so it's like you're filling in the lines to make it look more shading or shadows for the lines, and then the water decals and a top coat to make it all look nice and pretty. Other than that, it's all a straight build.
That's so homophobic.
I know. I'm sorry to say that. I am. But now that I have this done, What I planned on doing this evening, if Chris was here to run the show, is I've actually starting to take apart UFO and insectoid sets to make some room on one of the tables downstairs, so I could actually start pulling some parts and doing some building. But now I probably won't be ordering parts, so who knows what's going to happen. I don't know. Maybe I'll go back to building Moonbase, and I got parts for that. So
I have enough gray. I could just suddenly become a castle person.
You could. Castle parts would work.
One of us. I haven't made a big castle ever. I had the pieces for it, but I don't have the space for it.
Jeff, what you got working on up there in the old Canuck land?
Unrelated to what's happening with your government and shipping being stopped, I'm actually reloading my Bricklink store, shall we say.
Nice.
I had 20 sets that I parted out and been adding to my store, and it's a slower process because I'm doing a major reorganization as well. Trying to make more room for my stuff. So, and last week we didn't have a show last week, but I came back from Bricomanee in Quebec a couple of weeks ago. So I'm still kind of recovering from that. No sickness, thankfully, all that fun stuff. I got to hang out with the guy who just, posted in the chat for a while. So that was fun, David. Yeah, it was a good show, and, got to see a lot of old friends I haven't seen for a few years. So that was awesome. And like I said, I haven't started building anything new. All my layout is still upstairs in my sunroom in the back of the house. Like I said, my trailer is just in the back room, and eventually I'll bring it downstairs, but I'm not rushing. So
You're bringing your trailer downstairs?
no, I'll bring the castle downstairs.
Okay, that's probably.
I unloaded my trailer into my sunroom, and the bins are huge, so I have to take my time bringing them down. So yeah, that's about it. Not much going on. No major Lego stuff other than refilling my store. Those boxes over there are like 5 of them that I parted out. So lots of basic brick.
Yeah, the whole concept of me parting out sets may turn into a reality where, I was thinking, well, I'll just sell the sets, but I got a lot of friends sets and a lot of other sets that I got for clearance specifically to part out because I thought that at one time, and now I was like, it's not really worth my time and effort, but maybe it will be.
In a lot of cases, you actually make a little more money parting stuff out than you do selling the set.
Absolutely.
So
unless it's like some retired sought after set.
Like you said, the Friends stuff, Friends doesn't sell.
No,
so
but those parts and those colors do sell.
Yeah, because people like Matt who love those colors.
Exactly.
And
I find myself.
Matt is thinking about just opening up all the Friends sets in his Bricklink inventory because
Yeah.
I'm not lowering the prices. So if no one's going to buy at the price I have it listed, I'll just open them up.
Yeah.
This is the first time Matt's ever used Falconer 18 as his name.
It's actually left over from my hat chat last week.
But Falconer 18, you've been using that for many years, right?
I've been using that since 2005. So 20 years on that username. Yep. You know what Falconer 18 was a reference to?
Falcon, like a guy who has a falcon.
A falconer is someone who trades birds of prey. Correct. Steve has it right. And the birds of prey that the reason I adopted that is that
Klingon ships.
hide my identity as I wrote a hockey blog about the Atlanta Thrashers. So the Thrashers aren't really a bird of prey, but I was the trainer of birds of prey, and my favorite hockey player wore number 18. So it's a screen name for a team that doesn't exist anymore. It moved to Canada, which is why I still peg, but I like the rest of Canada.
Because of tariffs?
No, I hate it because they took my hockey team.
No, I meant they moved to Canada.
Yeah, it was a reach. So I still have that, and it's still my my Gmail address as well as my Instagram handle. So now you all know you can send me great messages of a veiled reference. Yes, I could go longer, but
Grumpy
That's
J.
Matt Lower.
I got to see Grumpy J and give him a hug this weekend. That was nice. We should talk about hugs because I know that Matthew's German heritage kicks in, and he's like, "Stay away! No, touchy feely! No." As opposed to I, who grew up in a very touchy feely, huggy town, and so anytime I see somebody I grew up with, it's hugs, it's family, and stuff like that.
I as I texted them this morning, I said, weren't people raised to know that physical signs of affection are only allowed between 7 and 7:15 on Thursdays? Like, we got to keep that stuff under. Got to keep that under wraps.
Bear, I tell you. I don't know. There's lots of
these huggy people. What is with
yeah.
them?
Yeah, I don't get it either.
I'm being good.
9.
Hey, you know what? You got a hug from 2 Lego Masters.
Very unexpected.
And I guarantee you those were very heartfelt, warm.
They were.
Made you feel good hugs. And even though you were feeling uncomfortable, they still made you feel good.
I was torn internally between revulsion and appreciation.
Should you probably mention?
People are touching me, but hey, these people seemed like they really missed me, so that's kind of nice. Like,
they were genuine hugs.
Should you probably mention where you're receiving these hugs?
So not at the gay club. That's
all the stories that Matthew could tell. No, actually, there was a small Lego show here in the same location as Atlanta BrickCon, but at 1/3 of the scale or 1/4 of the scale. It was back to school STEM kind of. I'm really not quite sure what it was supposed to be, but basically it was a Lego show light, I would call it. But surprisingly for a small show, they had a decent number of vendors, a decent number of displayers for the space. They had, I can count off, at least on the top of my head, at least 4, maybe 5 Lego Master contestants, 2 of them winners. Granted, the Ericksons are our hometown boys, so they're always a good draw. Atlanta BrickCon preseason, I would say that was probably a good way of looking at it. And it was cool. I only was able to come because we had a lug meeting actually after on Saturday night, and that was the only reason I stopped over there. I really didn't have the time to do a whole lot more than that, and I was really tempted to go back on Sunday because Steven Erickson said, hey, come back tomorrow. And I'm like, I wish I could. He's like, here's an incentive. I have a girlfriend and she's going to come and hang out with me tomorrow. And I was like, oh, that was harsh. That was some serious thirst trapping to get me to come back to see him and his girlfriend hanging out together.
He built one with a brick?
I was very tempted.
He built a brick girlfriend?
How many pieces?
Erickson has a girlfriend, yes.
I will say they both seemed in very good spirits.
Yes.
And,
Steven's back welding full time for his income. I don't know what Mark's doing, but yeah, good time.
I mean, they're no longer employed by Atlanta Brick Company, which you wonder how that's going to go. But they seem like they're in very good spirits, so more power to them. And it was nice to see some people I hadn't seen in a while.
Yeah, no, I mean, I really wish I had been able to spend more time. It was actually almost kind of like I was feeling guilty. I was like, oh man, I really should have been here. I would have really liked it, but I just didn't have the energy and I just didn't have the time, and so much was going on. So I'm like, okay, just wait, hold out. February is just around the corner. I mean, granted, it's less than 6 months away. So, but Grumpy J says Steven's girlfriend was nice to meet, so that's cool. Mark is trying to do the YouTuber thing, so that's good. 5,000 people in a total during the 2 days. That's not bad for that size of room, especially because there was like a Pokemon show going on in one room, a train show going on in another room. So it was kind of an interesting scenario there in the convention center. So that was kind of cool.
I went out I actually stuck around for the post-game dinner, and Jenny Wildbricks and I and Nick were at the same table, and Jamie Seaborn, if you're come to Atlanta BrickCon, he always helps out. He's been helping out with a lot of these shows.
He's good peeps in general.
Yeah, he's good people. And Nick was saying that their ticket sales were what they had projected, but their walk-up wasn't. But he said we also did very little, almost no advertising. So
they did. Yeah, that's very true. And that was kind of I was like, I'm not sure what's even going on with this show because it was not publicized very much. I mean, the lug knew about it, but even we weren't pushing it. So it was kind of like, all right, I'm not going to feel too bad about not doing the show. So
it was quite late before they really even talked to us about what they wanted. So, I mean, I think I kind of got the impression that he was doing this almost as an experiment, as a back to school experiential type of thing.
Right. And like almost kind of like if they broke even, they were fine kind of experiment. Yeah.
Yeah. I think, I mean, obviously if you advertise, you have to pay money for that. So maybe that was part of the calculation of let's just do a thing and put out the word and not invest a huge amount and see how we do. So,
well, like, I mean, they weren't really, even it wasn't even so much being pushed even by the people who were from social media who were there. I mean, I didn't realize Dom was there until I walked in the door. And Dom's usually very good about announcing where he's going to be and doing this and that and the other. So again, it was kind of like very off the cuff show kind of feeling, which was kind of cool because it looked like it was small and intimate. And they said from the people I talked to, they said the flow was steady. They got an hour break in the middle of the day because they did it with stages where you only were there either in the morning or the afternoon as an attendee.
That's kind of nice,
or however you want to look at it. So they really liked that break in the middle. So that was really cool. So yeah, I mean, now that I have it in my mind, maybe next year I will plan for it. But at the same time, I would rather have postponed and not done that, knowing that next weekend I will be attending the grand opening of our new Lego store in Perimeter Mall. The North Point store closed, and so we're getting a new grand opening for a new store. They're going to have social media guests. There's going to be a master builder there to do a giant Atlanta mosaic for the opening, and so I'll be there Saturday or Friday morning to set up for some stuff. I'm going to do my habitats along with Meredith is going to be there. John Canoy is going to be there, and a couple other people in the lug are setting up as well. And then I'm going to come back on Saturday and do a little more meet and greet and help people with the mosaic and talk Lego. And so that's going to be my Lego socialization fun time for the weekend next weekend. So that'll be cool. But yeah, so it was a toss up. It was either do this Atlanta BrickCon preseason light or do the Lego grand opening. So I chose the Lego grand opening. So got that going on. Steve Olda. What's going on up there in Minnesota?
Not much. You live in Florida now, by the way.
It's entirely possible lately. I mean, with the gerrymandering, I could be in Florida next week. So,
yeah. How well do you even know me? Like, not Minnesota at all.
I know you are so Wisconsin. It's not even funny.
Not. I've been busy doing. Studying my new Spider-Verse mock. I posted. Yeah, there you go.
I was gonna say, he's been doing nothing really. I mean, he's just kind of just playing around with some bricks.
So that's what my new Spider-Verse. I'm having 4 buildings slanted instead of 2, and I'm not gonna have a bugle in the middle of it as a counterweight. So I'm adding a bunch of weight in the middle to try to hopefully balance everything out. So what's going to happen is the 2 plates are going to be on top of the 2 in the back, and then I'm going to start building buildings now. I'm at that point where I've got kind of what I think is going to be enough weight, and we're just going to see how well some buildings do, and if I have to add more weight, I'll try to figure that out. So
a man got to balance his bugle.
Yeah.
Well, all that implies.
The thing with Spider-Verse 1 is I actually had those 2 skyscrapers. There were 7 floors on both of them. And I could have just 1 floor of the bugle, like balance everything out. So I'm hoping that I can get enough weight to do 4.
Are you excited for the September 1st release?
I am, and I'm hoping I can find them in the wild somewhere. So I went to a few places this weekend to see if anyone had them out early. And
I did the same. I did the same. We got another local AFO, Mox and Socks. He and I both play the hunting game because we're in around the same region. So we filter over each other's hunting territory. We try to keep each other up to date. But sadly, no. I wasn't able to find anything new, any early releases for the CMS this weekend either. So
I plan on getting 2 of each. I want like a nice set that I keep displayed, and then one set that I can use for mocks. So I'll probably put a bunch of these in my new mock.
I concur. I think that's an excellent idea, especially for somebody who builds Spider-Man mocks, as much as you do. The funny thing is, I kind of want 2 sets as well for similar reasons, because while I'm no more for space and Star Wars and stuff like that, but I am a closet Spider-Man minifigure collector. While I don't necessarily go after Spider-Man's himself, I definitely go after the Rogues Gallery and also any other variants of the other Spider-Man variations. So I'm tickled pink for this series coming out, so I'm excited for it.
Growing up, I was a huge Batman fan, but I think I'm kind of teetering towards Spider-Man now.
Well, it's funny that you say that, because my other guilty pleasure is the Batman. All the Lego Batman movie sets, I bought them all. I bought every single one of them, even the lesser exciting ones. The fact that I got the Gentleman Ghost, I was like, who knew that they would make a minifigure out of this? It's just freaking crazy. And again, you know what I think it is? And they're equal in the fact that it's the Rogues Gallery for both. See, look at Ocala's got it. Leave It to a Man in Florida finds Spider-Man CMFs early, news at 11. But yeah, I think that both Batman and Spider-Man have the best villains in the two, whether it's Marvel Universe or DC. They both have the cornerstone on the best villains.
They have the most villains.
Well, that's just it. Yeah, no, I mean, they have the best reoccurring. X-Men would be a close second, I think.
But there's just as many good guys as there is bad guys.
I mean,
Dana, I'm still waiting for a Stiltman figure.
That would be cool. Yeah, I'm with you. It's the crazy stuff. It's the fun stuff.
I gotta tell you this. I was showing Paul the other day. There's a bunch of crossover comics. That's Godzilla versus the Marvel Universe.
Yeah, which is freaking awesome.
And I was showing Paul one of the covers because it had Spider-Man and some of his villains all fighting Godzilla at the same time. And Stiltman was there. And I was saying, okay, Paul, who do you see? And he picked out a few of the villains that he knew and whatever. And he's like, what is this guy? I'm like, that's Stiltman. And Paul was like, what?
I mean, that's a valid response, but
it is.
I learned of him 2 minutes ago on here. So
yeah,
is Stiltman the guy that pitches at Savannah Banana Games? Is that who Stiltman is?
No, but that's funny though. I like that. No, I mean, again, yeah, there are some crazy off the wall C and D tier characters that show up in the Marvel Universe and also in the DC Universe.
I feel like Stiltman probably goes to the loser pub with some of the other villain characters like Kite Man and
King Tut.
Well, I think there has been a couple of one shots talking about those D tier loser villains all collaborating together. I know there's at least been either a Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy episode or the Batman episode that showcased those DC tier D characters and stuff like that. Always fun. Always entertaining.
But you know what? If anybody can take one of those characters and make it work, it's James Gunn.
Yes.
Because he put Polka Dot Man into the Suicide Squad and made him actually awesome and funny and cool.
Yeah. I mean, he made him scary. Which was cool.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was great.
It was very unexpected for a character that is typically known as a laughing stock. He was more on par with the Spot as far as being, villainy type of feel to him. So
I just couldn't think of anything except Wonder Bread when I was watching the movie. It just looked like a bag of Wonder Bread.
That's very valid, and I'm very happy to have a Polka Dot Man action or minifigure from the Batman movie, and along with Condiment King, which was awesome. I mean, King Tut is always a classic fan favorite from the 60s. But yeah, so many fun figures. And that's where I'm hoping that when we get the Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse 3 movie, that maybe they will give us even more fun Spider-Man and villain characters. We'll see. Time will
When's
tell.
the movie supposed to drop? Because
Well, it was supposed
I
to
know
drop last year.
I think that was also people who like were higher up and don't actually do any of the work saying, "Oh, it's going to be soon."
Yeah,
But
which is typical.
Next year's.
There he is. It's supposed to be next year. It's supposed to be 2026. It was supposed to actually. I think it was supposed to be originally 2025, and then they pushed it to 2026. Oh, Egghead.
I love Egghead.
Love that set. Love that set.
Oh my gosh, there's so much dust on this.
So much dust. You should hang out with some of my Star Wars sets in my office. You got equal dust there going on.
I went to go get my polka dot man, but he's not on the shelf, and I'm like, I have to figure out where he went. But I literally just went on Bricklink just to buy polka dot man because I didn't buy the set. He's still with us.
I think Chris would be Condiment King, really. I mean,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, there isn't a Waffle House based villain yet, is there?
Yet.
Chris could be the Waffle House based villain.
There you go.
The Waffler.
Waffleinator.
What's up, Ryan? Oh, hey, man. This is for Ryan, real quick, because I didn't show him yet, and he'll get pictures later. But Ryan, look, funnels. All right, that's all you gotta do. You can take me back out.
It still sounds like you're saying that Chinese Lego knockoff company when you say that.
Mhm.
Anyway.
So-
Thanks.
so
So
I-
Steve, I do want one last thing before we move on to see what Matthew's doing. You are so understated. you very much go, yeah, not doing much. Nothing's really going on. And then you're doing some crazy crap behind the scenes that I know is just going to wow us all once you start getting into the, you're just laying the foundation, but still, mad skills. You're doing fantastic.
Well, thanks.
Way to be gracious. So humble. Humble.
Yeah.
Thanks, dude.
Thanks, Steve.
Uh,
Matthew Falconer, 18.
So
Big Bear on the screen. What you got going on?
I have something to share that is not Lego related, but it is Mark Sandlin related. So
Ooh.
you may or may not know that Mark Sandlin has a friend who invented a hockey team known as the Barcelona Sugar Cats.
Nice.
And this was made up the original Sugar Cats is over on the other side, this side. And the t-shirt, the logo is designed as a joke. And this joke took on a life of its own to the point
Yeah,
where
let's pause. Just pause it right there. So this is my best friend from college. His name's Keith, and this started as a joke with his nephew or somebody that was like getting into hockey. And he made up the team on the spot and said, yeah, I really like the Barcelona Sugar Cats. And so it became a thing where he kept insisting to his nephew that it was a real team. And then he ended up getting these t-shirts made so he could wear the t-shirt in front of his nephew. And it went on for a while before he clued his nephew in that it was a big joke. And then he actually turned it into a thing where I think he was selling the t-shirts for charity that, some charity that he wanted to donate the money to. And somehow it ended up making its way all the way to Barcelona, and like the mayor of Barcelona wanted some of the t-shirts, and like it took on a whole life of its own. It's a lot of fun.
That is the best.
Yeah.
That is the best.
So his friend Keith came out to visit Mark, I don't know, 2 months ago?
In June, yeah.
Yeah. And so he's also an enormous Star Wars fan and also a bear. So Mark brought him by to visit. I got to meet him in person, and Mark had already gotten me the original Barcelona Sugar Cats hockey team T-shirt. And so his friend Keith was here. We had a fun time. We talked a lot about, like Lego Star Wars, but Lego action figure stuff. And he said, well, there's a sequel shirt. And I was like, there's another shirt?
What?
And he's like, yeah, let me see what I can do for you. But I actually completely forgot about this. And so exactly. What? So I got this package. I got this text recently, and he was like, hey, I sent you something. And I was like super busy at the time. And I just was like, okay, I'll look for it, preoccupied. And it showed up. I opened up, and it's got the matchup. And so there's not only the Barcelona Sugar Cats, but now there's the Montreal Mercats
They're a good team.
Is the Montreal Mercats another fictitious team?
Yes,
because I am totally on board with the Meerkats. It's awesome.
So, and he also sent me a lunchbox. You want me to go get the lunchbox?
Go get the lunchbox, but Chris, take us off the big screen because I want to explain the story while he's going. So it's interesting. So a friend of my wife and I wrote a book. It was like a young adult fiction vampire book, whatever thing, because that sells, obviously. And the author, who doesn't live here in Georgia, but based his book in Georgia, weird flex, but okay, yeah. Based his book here in Georgia, in Forsyth, and that the protagonist is a teacher at Forsyth Community College, which there does not exist. But me, living in Forsyth and having a little bit of graphic design skills, decided to go ahead and create a Forsyth Community College t-shirt and have it custom printed, and then created Forsyth Community College bookstore stationery to print out a packing slip to ship to his house, and then even created a custom packing label with the Forsyth Community College bookstore logo on the address label and shipped it off to this guy. And he got it, and he opened it up, and he's like, oh my God, I'm going to get sued for using the name of the school. And I didn't know that there existed. So while not quite the same long running gag as the Barcelona Sugar Cats, it still is fun to pull pranks like that on your friends.
All right,
you got him pretty good. Nice.
So let's see the mail. Let's see the lunchbox.
So as I mentioned, his friend Keith is also a gay bear, and so we have that interest also, as well as Star Wars. And so he sent me. We also have an interest in history, so he sent me this lovely lunchbox, which on the one side says "Men working together." Looks like World War II,
Very
propaganda type posters, but the back conveys my interest in cleanliness. It's an old American custom, keep clean, and it's got soldiers showering together. And I had no idea this was coming. I thought, well, like maybe I'm getting the t-shirt, and I got this fairly large box, and I'm like, I wonder what's in here. And I was like, and so I posted a picture, and I said, I said, Keith knew about my interest in history and also cleanliness. So there you go. Thank you.
You're taking that to work with you every day, right?
And Chris is, I understand that Chris is probably hesitant to share the quote on the side, but Stevers, I thought Star Wars bears were much shorter. Quote for the night. That's the comment for the night. That's the comment for the night.
The other thing that happened in my life, as for the one time ever, my Instagram handle's actually my username on the show. I have a tradition of trying to come up with a new name every single show, and we've been doing this for 5 years, and I don't think I've ever reused a username. So like for 5 years, I've come up with a different name. That's a lot of names.
That's a lot of names.
I have scraped the bottom of the barrel many times where I'm like, what am I going to log in as today? Just trying to come up with something.
I'm sure Chris has often been asking that as well. I'm sure that he has asked that as well. What is Beth you're going to embarrass me with today?
But so the reason that's on here is that the last time I logged in on my iPad, I was doing a StreamYard chat with one of my hat companies, and so it's the second time I did this criticism. We look at hat designs. There's 20 hat designs, and people vote on them on Monday, and then like 3 or 4 get produced, and you can purchase them if you want to. And so that's another big hobby of mine. And so I have become more interested in hats in the last year and a half, 2 years, and I've always owned hats and I've always worn them. But my second time appearing on the show, I had a better sense of what that was going to be like. And it was a blast. Honestly, it was like one of the most fun things I've done in the last year is go on. And one of the things that was really incredible about it is that many hat designers whose products I purchase and wear reached out to me via Instagram messages and just gave me positive feedback saying that like they really enjoyed the show. And I had, at the end of the show, I said, look, I'm not an artist. I don't draw or haven't drawn since high school. And I pitched 25 ideas. I was like, here are some hat things I'd like to buy. So those of you who are artists, like I am just dumping out my idea portfolio. And I just like listed off a bunch of stuff. And 2 of the artists actually said, we'd like to work with you on this idea and this idea. And so I'm going to do a kind of crude pencil sketch and send it to a much more professional, much more polished artist. But it may not happen, but like it literally would be like a dream come true if one of my ideas got manufactured as a hat. So that's one of my side passions. And, I don't talk that much about it on here, but it was really like a kind of like, holy cow. The guy whose hat designs I have the most of from this company is a guy that's, he's from Latin America, but he lives in Toronto, Canada. So he does like hockey hats and he does like Latin American hats. It's a very interesting mix.
Very niche.
They're very niche. And he reached out and I had an idea of doing a hat called Yard Sale when a hockey player like gets checked and goes flying through the air and all their equipment flies off and it's like on the ice. That's called a yard sale. Cause it's like,
they stole that from skiing. I don't know who did that first.
I don't know, but
Yard sale's been related to skiing since I started skiing when I was like a early teen.
yeah.
So I don't know.
I only learned of it through hockey. So I learned it through hockey before I took up skiing. So
well, they're both winter sports, so they may be kissing cousins.
Yeah. But if it happens, that'd be pretty awesome. So that's awesome. One reason I'm wearing my my Milk Toronto hat. So it's got the maple leaf, but it's also got the picture of milk, and they're one of those boutique hat designers who I really like. And
again, it's red. It's a ketchup bottle. Just saying.
Okay.
Or it's a bottle of blood. If you go either way, it's
not a bag. I mean, we all know that Canadians.
Well, there's that too. Yes, good point.
Yeah. And the other thing is, I would say I've gone through definitely a down period where I just haven't felt very creative Lego wise. But in the last couple of weeks, I've actually been seeing some architectural stuff, and I'm feeling a little bit more inspired to expand my Jetsons Tower layout. And I have a couple of ideas, and I was actually mentioning to Steve on the pre-show that I've got some sort of structural thing I want to talk to him about at some point. But before I really start building, we got the notice that our large container of Lego parts that come that we can't talk about publicly has shipped.
Oh, yard sale. Yeah.
Yard sale. Yard sale has shipped. And Yard Sale has landed in the United States, and Yard Sale is making its way to Georgia. So that's gonna probably eat up a lot of my Lego time in the next rest of the September. But once that's done, I'm stepping down as ambassador, so I can build a space tower, a second space tower if I want to. So I'm starting to get excited about this, and I've got a couple ideas. I came across a Canadian builder, and I actually sent some still photos to Jeff because Jeff Van Winnen has a Canadian Brick Builders chat that goes along with his show on Wednesday nights at 9, which you can watch.
Plug. Shameless plug. Thank you.
Plug. And this guy's a Canadian builder. And I said, well, I don't want to say anything in the chat. Like if he's in the chat, do you know if this guy is? But in particular, this guy likes to build kind of like architectural facades that are just sort of abstract shapes with curves and things like that. And
ooh, are you talking about Zachary?
No. Zachary does the cubes.
That was the person I asked too.
This is a little more simple than Zachary. Zachary's are pretty complex. But I was thinking about some of the ways that he did shapes. They inspired me to do like a double layer, like I have a color and then like something blocked in front. And but his work has gotten me wanting to just play around with shape and texture and things like that. So I will say, since you guys brought up Zachary, Zachary came to Toronto Bricks in the Six which I highly recommend. Since Canadians are refusing to come across their border, you may need to go up in November to see Jeff if you want to see Jeff in the calendar year, the rest of this year, because I don't know if he's coming in next year in February. But Zachary came from he's either Nova Scotia or New Brunswick. Jeff, do you remember?
I think he's Nova Scotia. I think
Nova Scotia, and apparently he has like family in Toronto, so he brought the whole family, and he had to pack his Lego along with all the luggage for the family in the trunk. And when I found out he was there, like, I seriously was trying hard not to totally fanboy and just go over and be like, so tell me how you did this. Tell me how you did this. Like, it was really cool to see many of his cubes and creations that he shared on Instagram, to see them in person and just to get to talk to him. And he's super chill.
He's super nice.
Yeah. Super guy.
and he's sorry. He's also sorry.
Was that an Ontario thing or is that a Canadian thing?
I always thought it was a Canadian thing.
I would say
Okay.
Canadian, but
Yeah. I don't know. It's entirely possible. Who knows? In the next 3 years, we could all be Canadian.
Not
Well,
me.
if that's-
I'm stuck in this house.
We may have to drive to Canada just to get our Lego shipped to us. I mean, maybe we'll just all ship it to Jeff's house and meet up there and
That's an entire possibility.
smuggle it across the
again,
border.
they're
with
not
a boat.
shipping to us either because it's the same
that'll
system.
change.
I'm guessing.
That'll change.
Yeah. No. Well, I mean, theoretically, when the factory opens up in Virginia, you may have to bootleg and come down here like you're getting molasses to make liquor. It's going to be bootleggers all over again. So.
Yeah.
So
maybe.
I grew up in Michigan near the Great Lakes, and we went out ice fishing on South Bass Island, which is an island in Lake Erie towards the Toledo end of the lake. And they
Boring.
explained to us, don't make me go maps on you.
Oh, you already are. You already are.
They explained that
Anyway.
during Prohibition, where it was legal to drink in Canada, people would wait for the lake to freeze and load their vehicles up and drive across the lake to bring alcohol to thirsty Americans. Maybe Lego will have to do that.
It's entirely possible. It's entirely possible. I used to work with this one guy, and he would always tell stories and be like, so this guy, Jim Hassenpfeffer, and he was doing XYZ or whatever, and I'm like, yeah, so he's the brother of Susie Hassenpfeffer? And he'd be like, what? I'm like, I don't know who this Hassenpfeffer guy is. You don't even have to tell me his name. Just tell me the story. Timing, come on, man.
My mother will talk about how she went to the grocery store, but then she'll pause to tell us about the weather while she was going. We're like, what does the weather have to do with this? Like, it's extraneous facts. We don't need these facts.
Exactly. What time is it? Oh God, we've only got 7 more minutes. Thank God. Mark, what do you got going on?
Okay. I have not done much Lego recently. I've been trying to pay for recent vacations and things that have been going on, but I do have an amusing anecdote to share with everyone.
Ooh, anecdote of
On Sunday, I got a text from my brother that he took my nephew to the Magic City Bricks store that's in Lebanon, Tennessee, which is outside of Nashville. So they went to the store and looked around and geeked out on Lego and stuff. And he said that my nephew really was looking at a lot of the minifigures and noticing that some of the minifigures were pretty expensive and stuff. And so like the gears were turning in his mind. And he said that when they got in the car to drive home, my nephew said, "So what does Uncle Mark do?" My brother was like, "Well, he's why are you asking?" And my nephew says, "He must have a really good job to be able to buy all those Legos."
Oh, little does he.
Oh, it's called poor financial decision.
Yes.
Oh, you mean
it's
priorities?
called
Lego priority
poor
number 1.
impulse
Yes,
control.
priorities.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yes. There's a TikTok sound that somebody made that says it's something like I think it's somebody with like action figures and they're like You can't take them out of the box because it'll ruin the value and the whatever. And the person says, I don't have all of these because of the value. I have these because I'm mentally ill.
Yeah.
Oh, that hurts. That hurts. Too close to home. Too close to home.
The other thing was I think I sent you guys a meme a couple of weeks ago that said something like, I don't have the good at math and science autism. I have the expensive hobby autism.
Yes. Absolutely. Look who's just chimed into the chat at 8:55 with 5 minutes left to go. We've got the one and only Martin Harris hanging out. Everybody say hi, Martin.
Hi, Martin.
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 I was actually surprised to not see Martin at the ABC Light Show this weekend. That was who I was expecting to see in there, but maybe this was the B tier squad as opposed to bringing Martin in over from Alabama for that kind of show. So I don't know. We'll see. Maybe Martin needs those 2 days, and they only got Friday to set up. They didn't get Thursday to set up. So maybe that was the litmus test for Martin to say, I need 2 days. I don't do 1 day. I do 2 days. So as opposed to Beetlejuice, who will not do 2 shows a night. Just won't.
He'll do 3.
Challenge accepted. Challenge accepted. So, all right. I think we hit everybody. Everything's going on. We talked about the tariffs. We talked about the Pick-a-Brick debacle that's probably going to affect us all. We got a Lego store opening up a permanent mall this weekend, which is fun time for us. Martin was cutting the grass, which I'm assuming for Martin's size of house and the lawn, that probably takes all weekend. So that's probably why he was not at the Lego show this weekend.
To quote Lord of the Rings, isn't it a little late to be trimming the verge?
Hey, you trim the verge, makes your yard look bigger. Just saying. Or that makes the deck look bigger. That's
Trees.
what
Makes
the
the
trees
wood
look
look
bigger.
bigger.
Makes the wood look bigger. Yes. Yes. Oaks. Saplings into oaks. Oh, by the way, I found out I have a crepe myrtle growing wild in my backyard that I'm going to cultivate and
all right.
make more.
Giddens, let the
Crate and
record
barrel?
reflect.
You've got a crate and barrel in your backyard? What?
Let the record reflect that Data didn't start cracking the double entendres. So it's almost over because you weren't here. When you're here, they flow freely from the beginning.
Well, no,
When you're
because
not
I kept
here-
having. When you put me in charge, I can't. I gotta be on focus. What's going on and it's too much work. It's too much work. Double entendres only flow when I'm relaxed.
He's so much better behaved when you're not present. It's like he's acting now or something.
This says so much that I would discuss with my therapist if I had one.
Therapist costs Lego. Either do Lego or therapy.
Well, you know what?
Lego counts as therapy.
For the most part, most of my therapy is plastic in one form or another. My wife's therapy is also plastic, but it involves credit cards, which is a completely different scenario than what I'm doing. But no. We really should be advocating more mental health than we do. We really should. All right, so we are coming in at just under the wire. We're gonna land this plane on time for once, believe it or not, because Matthew has inappropriate lunch boxes, which
Historic lunchbox.
historic, inappropriate, very, very, very. Very period piece painting too. I mean, Boris Vallejo would approve of that alternate timeline painting. So yeah, it's all good. It's all good. Anybody got anything else you want to share before we call it a night? I'll take silence as a no.
I was just gonna say that's where Matt keeps all of his meat. He's in his lunchbox.
I have a comment for the post show.
And with that, I will try to do my best impersonation of Chris. Actually, no, I'm not. I will probably default to the one that I use. Please, in these trying times, go out there, be nice to your neighbors. You don't know what anybody's going through. Usually people who are smiling are going through a lot of stuff. So please be nice to everyone. Say hello, hug your neighbor, make it weird. Go out there and build something awesome, and we will catch you next week for Messy Monday in September. Have a good Labor Day weekend, everyone. Good night, everybody. Bye, Chris.